You found Channel 13. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. This transmission carries with it nothing of value.
Look at Ben being classy.
I know. Look at you with your glass.
That's classy now is a receptacle for liquids.
Yes.
I mean, I know Dave lives in a barn, so he's probably never seen this.
I got foam to make mine cold.
My milk comes in cans. It's carbonated too.
My milk comes from the backyard.
He lives in a barn.
Yeah, we just established that.
We've established that before, just with your behavior.
I've shut many of doors.
No, I just mean you're a hillbilly.
Ah.
We have a lot of hillbilly fans, I think.
Including Laura.
Welcome back to Drunken Horror Season 2 on the newly established Channel 13. If Mark spelled the word channel right on our...
Welcome back to Chanel 13.
Chanel. Ooh la la.
I was
Now
more
you
thinking,
have to make the limited cologne perfume.
I was thinking more of chinnel, like if you got the A. One of the N's is appropriate sometimes, but Jesus
Sure.
Christ, man. You did the wrong your. You
I know.
suck.
That's
That does
embarrassing.
suck. That was during lunch, and I was just like, people are getting fired. I don't know.
Wait, Mark, though, I did something similar at this, and you called me out on it, and I was so embarrassed. It was on Instagram. I know this is very interesting, but I had posted a picture of Picasso in the blue period, and I said it was something. I said Van Gogh.
You said Van Gogh, and I was like, that's Picasso, you idiot.
I still owe the Art Institute of Pittsburgh like $30,000. That's so embarrassing.
They don't exist anymore. You owe them nothing.
That's true.
It's so sad, because you went there, right?
I did, yeah.
And Mark, where did you?
I went to Kent State.
You went to Kent.
He went to a
Yes.
place that you actually had to apply to.
Yeah. You just, yeah.
Yeah, we just had to write him a check and drive there.
Yeah, write him a check. Yeah, it's like one of those like drawing tests. Like if you can
They're
draw
like,
a
great,
circle.
Yeah, it looks like a...
Your arts aptitude test.
Art Institute of Pittsburgh is. Does your check clear? Hey, you're an artist now.
Good enough.
Go
Come
find
on in.
Go find a house that's barely holding onto the side of a hill on a one-way street from 2 to 4 in the afternoon.
Right. Your landlord's a toothless hilljack with a Pittsburgh Steeler tattoo on his neck. You know, something good like that.
And pluralizes everything for no reason.
Yep.
Pittsburgh's a Pittsburgh Steelers tattoo on the side of the neck of America.
That
makes perfect sense.
It does.
Almost wore my Pittsburgh Zombie Capital of the World shirt, but
But that's not even true, is it? Why would it be why is Pittsburgh the capital?
I think
what the fuck just
it's a
happened
nod
to
to
your
Romero.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but shouldn't Monroeville be the capital?
It's a Zoom.
Mark's coming, brought to you by Alfred
I guess
Hitchcock.
It won't make sense because that's only on the Zoom camera. So
It's called Dutch Angle, Mark.
no, it's just.
I went for a semester to Art Institute of Pittsburgh, so I know.
Yeah.
Did you really?
No,
Wow.
I went to a real school.
I was like, that makes no sense at
No.
all that he would have gone. You're moving
Hi,
on up.
Laura. Welcome to Drunken Horror. Why don't you tell
Having
everybody? Why don't you tell everybody at home who you are and what you do?
That's not uncomfortable.
As Ben said, my name is Laura, and currently I am a co-host of the Big Bad B-Movie Show here in Cleveland, Ohio, but streamable anywhere. So yeah, we showcase a lot of great B movies from the 30s, 40s, 50s, and have a bunch of really silly, fun skits in between.
Also known as the public domain era, I believe, right? The 30s, 40s,
Yes.
50s.
Yes, and yeah, we have some from the we do have some from the 60s. We got the station bought them from a distribution company.
Yeah,
I guess they would own things.
Dave, to answer your question, it's on channel 43, WUAB. The CW 43, as they call it here in Cleveland, and then it's also you can stream it from thebigbadbmovieshow.com. And then what was your question, Ben?
Oh no, I just was yapping. I talk over everybody because I'm an asshole.
No, I want to reply. I like yapping.
Oh, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
This is why we have to record separately, and I can't use the Zoom audio because we just talk over each other, and I have to make some sort of sense out of it. So, Laura, you got to pick today's movie of Demon Wind.
Yes, I'm very excited. I have
Ooh,
the VHS.
nice.
VHS copy.
Nice.
There you go.
See, let's just say that real quick so we don't forget here. That
Is that a
cover
special
is
cover?
beautiful.
Yes.
I love that cover.
Yeah.
That's every demon I drew in middle school. What's that thing? Study hall.
What's that
Study hall.
thing?
What's that thing?
Class.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Oh,
just,
Ben
it's
doesn't
a
have that.
beautiful- It's a great. I don't know. It's got a great color palette.
It does.
It'll blow you away.
Yeah.
This movie really does in many ways. And then the back. Tell me that does not look like the host of the Nightmare VHS board game.
You have learned my first lesson. Do not forget, for you will all be called, and you will all be tested.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
Oh, now I see it through
Every
there.
time I turn it around, that's what I.
You just made Ben go
Think it
away. You just made him.
Yeah, he's gonna go get it.
Yeah.
I have that effect on men. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna
My
prove you
one
right or
superpower.
wrong. No, that is one of the best covers around.
Yes,
Upside down.
I have it. It's in my
Upside
closet
down.
right behind me.
Yeah, there you go.
That was one of my favorites.
Answer me, maggot! Time's up! Answer me, old maggot!
I was actually half expecting to see tapes flying back behind Ben, but him pulling it out, like I got it.
What if I just ran back with a big dildo?
Go! All of you will now take a turn to roll the dice. Do it now. And those of you who roll their numbers can take a key.
Had nothing to do with anything.
You want to see it? You want to see a nightmare?
This is the end of my game, but just the beginning of your nightmare.
Look what I found at a thrift store. I actually saw one at a thrift store once, like a vibrator.
Well, did you buy it?
No.
Oh, why not?
Yeah, how did it feel?
No, because I smelled it and it didn't entice me. Did I smell that? It was in a case.
Well, as it should be.
I smell that.
Yeah.
Did this come with any underwear?
Fancy another game?
What I fancy is a dildo.
Board game Nightmare 2.
You know, a dildo.
Coming back for more.
More dildos.
More frightening fun.
Ram Jam.
More atmosphere.
Rubber Roger.
More shock treatment.
Slum Scrubber.
More thrills.
Thrills for who?
Thrill me!
Oh dear me, no.
Nightmare 2. Have another one tonight.
Laura, why specifically Demon Wind? Why is this your favorite movie that you've ever seen?
I don't know if I quite said that. I said I.
You said
loved
that.
it.
You yelled at Dave when you said, so this is your third favorite movie, and you screamed, and we had to reset because you were screaming at us. And you said, your show will crush our show if you ever fucking say anything like that again. It was insane. Dave cried. He had to switch computers because he threw his computer. He was so scared.
It
all happened.
I love this movie. It doesn't make sense.
The tagline doesn't make sense. It seems like a pun.
There's
Like it'll
so
blow you
many-
away. Like there's something about wind, but there's fog.
There's so many
There is
things
fog.
wrong with it, and there's so many things right with it. Like there's way too many characters. Like every time that you think, okay, we're done with introducing new people, 8 more people
Yeah.
show
They
up.
just
in a
kept. They just
fucking
kept
car.
coming in.
I do love that. They're like, don't turn
Every
off the
time
car.
You think this goddamn movie is ready to end? It doesn't. It just.
Yet it's still only 90 minutes long. Like it's not a long movie, but it's like Lord
I
of the
do
Rings
love that they
long
kill off
when you
2
watch
people
it.
and 2 new people come up, and somehow they knew where the farm was, even though nobody
Yes.
knows where the farm is.
Yes,
Why?
pre-cell phone era, they found him just fine.
And they're pounding on the window like, don't turn it off, and they're like,
You have to understand the type of people that we're dealing with, though. These same people showed up at this place. There isn't a barn there. There's like a hallucination hut. and they say we should go sleep in there, not our cars. Like, that is the most idiotic, dumb. I can't think of why anyone would do such a thing. So we're talking about the dumbest
to be
people
fair,
around.
no, we're talking about the dumbest demons around because they sit there and pound on the walls of the barn and don't just step around the missing walls. They pound on them like let me in. It's like there's nothing there. Walk in.
Are they in demon world though? That there is to them.
I don't even know what that sentence means. Demon wind, first of all, sounds like a fart. That sounds like a
really bad one.
Like that's okay. So let's just talk about this, Dave. We'll get to the moment where you admit that you are in love with the magician. I know you are. I have it written down here that you love him, the karate magician. It feels like. What's weird is it feels like that was two characters, like they had a karate guy, and then combined them into a karate magician.
The karate guy didn't make it in time.
But then they were like, but wait, we need more characters. And they're like, well, we can't cut out the karate magician now.
Yeah.
Bring in two people that killed immediately. They're literally there as meat. It's like, just bring the meat and they die. They're just there to die. They come that day and they die that night. I don't even know their names. It's Earring Guy, who has the coolest earring that I thought was the coolest earring when I was 12. And
he's Lost Boys cool.
He's wearing a tuxedo jacket.
Yeah.
That white coat was awesome, though. That coat was fucking rad as shit. I would wear that.
This,
I would wear that.
I've watched this like 20 times, and like you said, the names. Today was when I was refreshing and watching it, I had to write down each person's name, and I was like, I don't remember any of these from the first 20 times that I've seen this. They're so forgettable.
Yeah.
Well, the main
Corey's the one guy, and that's it. That's all I know.
Yeah,
Corey goes into. Let's. I'm going to run through this. There's not much of a plot, folks. Because
what year did this come out?
It's like
I think
1990.
1990.
Okay.
This is a rinse and repeat type movie. So this is like you set it up in the first 5 minutes. Oh, we're stuck on the farm. Let's go through the cycle of day, night. Oh, I turn into a guy from Alien Nation and fight a demon. Does anyone remember that show or movie, Alien Nation?
Absolutely.
That's what he turns into at the end, for some reason. But we'll get to why he does that, because nobody has the answer. All right, so. Guy, at the beginning, we have fake Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
And
seriously.
She's in Dave's house, and these demons are trying to get into a barn, and she's like, "Get these fucking NES cartridges out of here, Harold," and and then whatever, she says something about a spell or daggers or whatever, and her husband turns into a demon and kills her. You see blood spilling everywhere on the ground, right, when she's killed, because she's holding a snow globe from Walgreens. Like when you forgot to get your mother something for Mother's Day, she's holding this thing. It has the price tag on the bottom, and it's like, hey, show your mom you forgot about her. And just remembered that it was Mother's Day on the way there, right? And she's like, if this glass breaks, we both die. And we know now this isn't true because the rest of the movie fucking happens. So does that snow globe come into play at all later?
No.
So this is somebody took like, shit, I'm going to do a bunch of coke. Oh, I'm going to forget I wrote that opening scene. I'm going to start here.
They just picked things from other movies that they liked, and they made that scene.
Oh, they were
And
like,
then they tied
oh
it
man,
together.
I fucking love Citizen
And they tried
Kane.
to tie it.
That snow globe. This is our rosebud moment, right here, right? So she drops it, and it smashes, and there's blood dumping everywhere, and she just, in the entire time, she's just going, no! Like, while she's getting, like, torn to shred. There's no gobbling noises? Is that a word?
No.
She also didn't make any attempt to fend him off at all.
Nope. She just drops the glass. But she's literally screaming no, and not like screaming in horror. Like the amount of blood, wherever the hell it's coming from, you would go up 16 octaves and be screeching.
There's
anyways,
a lot of inaction
to,
in this movie. There's a lot of like people watching other people get killed and them just standing there and not doing anything.
Right.
So.
And then we cut to Corey, and he's in a car with his girlfriend.
Really naggy girlfriend too. Why are you so
hey,
distant?
look,
What are you
he's being-
thinking? What's going on? Like, that's what's like, the first like 5 minutes of that movie. I'm like, God.
She
damn
says it like
Yeah,
47
like,
times.
Why are you so quiet?
She doesn't
He's
stop like
I'm
saying what's
driving.
wrong.
But why are you quiet?
Hey, you know what? To be fair, he's like, why don't you come out to this barn with me? I'm gonna ignore you in the fucking car.
He's inviting everyone from summer camp back or whatever the fuck.
He's
to come
inviting
back.
everyone he ever met. Like,
And they're all pricks. Everyone's an
Yeah.
asshole. Like why are these his people?
Dave, if you
And
talk
they're
me
like,
into
why
going
don't
out to your house to find out about your grandma, I'd be like, I don't want to fucking do this, dickhead.
You were
I'm
at
gonna
my
show
house
my
today.
sweet magic tricks and karate moves.
I mean, the one guy walks in and makes out with his girlfriend, and then high fives him. That's how the one guy gets introduced.
Okay, so Corey is pissed off. And
yeah.
Corey
What's
is
the main
pissed off-
Chach guy? What's
Dell.
Paul
Karate
Walker.
Kid guy?
Paul Walker.
I went with Karate Kid on that
Oh,
dude.
Billy Zabka,
Wait, what?
William Zabka, I believe he goes by now.
William, yeah, he's a grown up.
He's a poet. You didn't know it. He is William Zabka. Okay, so Corey, first of all, Laura, you can confirm this. On the back, it says teenagers somewhere, and all these people are clearly 40. Everybody's 40, except for the lady they try to entice them with later, the naked lady. She's clearly 50.
I
She's
cannot
50.
tell how old she is.
That was
Is she
straight off the set
25
of
or
Sid and
55?
Nancy.
I have no idea.
Her boobs are
What
18
are
years
ages?
old, and she is 50.
And the
and she
haircut
just-
is 68.
She was like, hey, listen to me. You want to film on my fucking property. You got to let me in this fucking movie. And I'll move my trailer over there and you can film all you want, but I'm going to be in this movie. And they're like, you can be in the movie. How about you? She's like, how about I take my shirt off and some young men want to fuck me? Like, that's what happened. I don't need
She
to
had a
read
cool
about it.
outfit on at least. She had that going for her old boobs.
That's how bad they were that you looked at her outfit. You paid attention to her fashion.
No, like I looked at her, I thought she was one of the most hideous naked people I've seen in a long time. Then
She's like the girl in the old lady in the
Yeah.
shining bathtub.
I would rather look at that because at least that's interesting. This was just an ugly lady.
This lady looked like she ate cigarettes. And just like,
Oh god, she smells so bad. Like
I-
just like
but they
she's
had
got one of
such
those
a good-
ashtrays with a bean bag
Oh,
like
totally.
underneath all over
Totally.
the house. Like
I do like how they were just kind of like, I think she only wants us, but they didn't try to like make them horny for her. Like, yeah,
But that was the
like
thing,
they were
like-
like, let's just go kill her.
did they get horny
that
though? Because they still went out there to talk to the naked lady. But then like the second dude was like, well, gets his gun and stuff. Like, are you going out to shoot a ghost? Are you going out to fuck a ghost? Are you just wasting 30 minutes of this fucking masterpiece? Like, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. So, anyways, Corey stops at Harcourt's. This begins my confusion. Everybody stops at this diner, and so the old man comes out with a gun, and eventually, like, is telling him there ain't no farm. He's like, "Hey, listen, that's my farm. I had a dream that my butt was in front of the camera, and I was all butt naked in front of this place, and now you're gonna tell me where to find this farm." And the guy's like, so aggressive, he pulls out a gun and shoves it in Paul Walker's face. And he's like, listen, Paul Walker, in 25 years, you're going to die in a car wreck. And Ben's going to see a sticker on the back of a car a week ago memorializing your death. And that's a true story. I just wanted to bring that up. Last week, I saw on the back of a car, Paul Walker, 1980 to 2008, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, where the fuck did that guy get that decal? Did he make it? And why do you care that he's dead? Like, that much that you put it on your car.
What if that dude just really likes Meet the Deedles?
No, that dude had the Fast and Furious. Was he in Meet the Deedles?
I believe so, yes.
He was in She's All That.
Was he?
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, chubby, I could deal with nerdy,
yeah.
with like a hot body and
Yeah.
like super
She's
hot.
got
I
paint
can't
on
do
her
it. dude.
overalls.
Can't make
Like,
her cool.
If she's got glasses and a
No
ponytail,
way,
she's out.
man. No way.
That girl slobbing down on that chili dog, I could make her popular. Hot nerd girl, no fucking way. Oh wait, she looks hot in a bikini.
But aren't these dudes like
Nice.
in those kind of movies? All those dudes are like the class president, the captain of the football team. Like they have plenty to do. They don't have time to waste turning the ugly girl into the prom queen. I just think it's bullshit on
but
that alone.
Dave, that's needed. Laura, tell me, you need a man to make you feel pretty, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's why I'm doing this.
Welcome to the 90s. Jeez. So anyways, so the guy gets like super aggressive and like literally pulls a gun out to Paul Walker. And he's like, listen, fucker, like no one's going to that barn. And then he talks to Corey in the back room. And then he starts telling this story about how his grandparents died.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
And then suddenly
his grandparents died, and then his dad died. And then
his
Suicide.
dad committed suicide right before they went
the
out
wrong
there.
way. When they showed that, he did it the
And
wrong
then,
way.
like,
for
his
the
girlfriend's like, you didn't even tell me? Like, it's just like
yeah.
I don't know. That's
Never mind your dad. Why didn't you tell me?
But then the owner of the diner...
But she gave like a little one of those like, okay, I get it, like things. Like after he was like, yeah, my dad's dead. Like she kind of understood, which is very weird for one of these types of movies.
She also pulled
Like,
down
to
her
have her,
pants
like,
in the
get
middle
it.
of the diner, which was weird too. Like,
Wait, I wrote down what he said. It was, oh, a moon for the missing button. She was like, whatever.
That
So-
sentence was on paper twice.
So then so Harcourt decides after telling this horrible story, he's like, oh, and everybody was in church and they died. And then he goes, I'll tell you where it is. If I ever pull a gun out on somebody, like, I'm not just going to suddenly walk back on my decision not to tell you. So then he just tells him where he is. He's like, I got to go there. He's like, I know you do, son. This gun isn't even loaded. Here's where the farm is. Then he follows them back out and is like, you're making a big mistake going there. Like, what are you, bipolar? What's your problem? Like, at this point, you should just be like, get out of my fucking face. So let's just hop to the end really quick because I have a question. Is that priest the guy who
think
owns
it
the
is.
diner?
Yes.
I was unclear on
That's
this.
what I was always
Yeah,
under the impression of. But
It looks like a different actor.
Every time I've watched this, I've been really lit too. So it's like.
So that guy that plays Harcourt is like in London. He's like a prolific theater director.
Yes.
His name is like
made it,
Rufus something.
Yeah, he wrote and directed a lot of theatrical plays, and
And he does like Macbeth now in like London. And he directs all these plays, and like he's probably like, stop putting my name on that fucking movie.
I wonder if he would ever do a convention.
I wonder if he'd ever
we
be
should
on this
ask him.
show.
Yeah. Oh, you could.
We
be
should
like,
threaten him
we'll
with
talk
an
about your
unloaded gun.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here he is.
All right, so they eventually make it out to this burnt out barn, and still on the property there is a crucified skeleton,
a plastic one.
a plastic crucified skeleton.
And this is not like, this isn't the dead of the woods or anything like this. This is out in the open, that if you're anywhere around it, you would see a crucifix with
Wait,
a skeleton
there's one
on it.
point in the movie that made me think
Yes.
that this was originally shot in 3D, and it was at the very beginning with that redheaded kid is like, she's got like that stick and she's pointing it like right at the camera, and I'm like,
Oh,
was this
yeah,
like, made in 3D? And nothing else is like that, so it's kind of an odd moment.
You have to have a
Demon
3D
Wind
camera. You
3D.
can't just that seems like, because this movie's so incompetent, they might have like started filming stuff like that and then realizing you had to have a
Right,
specialized
right. Like,
camera
oh, shit.
to film in 3D.
They
You
had,
can't just
they had
film
two
like
next to
that
each
and
other
then
real
make it 3D
close,
work.
just to, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
right.
stereo optics. So you like move it across and they have to be 3 feet apart, and like that's how you do it. Yeah, but that actually makes a lot of sense so more. Well, yeah. They're so stupid that they were like, we'll make a 3D
And be like,
movie.
oh wait, we
'cause, like,
can't.
that's a thing.
Oh well, we'll just move on. Yeah, it was like that only scene where she just had that stick in front of the camera, and then yeah.
How many writers were there?
Oh, I think
Anyone
they
catch
I
that?
think they
Zero. There were
I think they
zero
fired
writers.
Several throughout the movie, and then they just kind of just patched it together.
They made it
Right?
up as they went along.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way it's one person's vision.
Written and directed by Charles Philip
Is that the guy
Moore.
that played the old
Spun-
guy?
That's bizarre to me.
That's quite a serial killer name. You ever
Now
heard the
I-
story
now I
about
have to
Charles
Had to be
Philip
filmed over
Moore?
like a series of like 4 years or something
know.
like that. Where it's just
Okay, so that's the other thing. Like, because these people are like rapidly aging in this movie too, and like, is this like a thing? Like, Evil Dead was shot
It's like
over
that
the better
Boyhood
part
movie.
of 3 years. Right.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, colostomy bag make me laugh.
All right.
He also directed a movie
bags
called
of poop.
Black Belt.
I've seen that movie.
I have never seen this. A martial arts slasher? Sign me up.
Well, we saw that with the magician. See, the magician part
I want-
is the
I wonder
beginning
if-
of
I wonder
his
if that
next
guy's in it.
movie.
He knows karate.
So
That was
that
the
guy
gateway.
is a
That was the gateway to
the
the other
magician.
movie right there.
We are at this
Right.
point introduced to the magician, where his other magician they're like a
Yeah, I think
magician
so.
duo, and they travel around in a shitty old Mustang, and the guy goes like this
He's got a cape.
in the back seat, and he can also karate kick Miller High Life can
Oh,
900
bunch.
times.
Did you see the string? You
Yeah.
can totally. It's just,
You mean the rope?
So I
the guy in
want
the
to talk
background,
about
like,
this.
pulling
This is
You see it connected to the boom mic and just moving up and down. No, that whole scene with the karate magician is some of the best editing I've ever seen in one of these
told you you
dumb horror
loved him.
movies we've watched. Like, there's just so many cuts. That
He's
it's just-
also he's doing like a roundhouse kick that's like motive force goes this way, and the beer can's going upwards. So I'm unclear on what he's doing.
Yeah, I know.
did we ever get his character's
The
name?
magician?
Yeah.
The magician, yeah. Because I know his friend's
Right.
name is
And they're like,
Stacy, which in this cast of 18 characters, this is like the Mumford and Son of horror movies.
Yeah, his name is
Keep piling them in, but like
his name is
the cast of all these characters, then they decide like, let's just
Kill them off.
give him.
You know what one of the
girl's
biggest
name
issues
so
is? They're all like Chuck. His name is Chuck. There's a Jack. There's like, Bonnie is the one. Okay, Bonnie,
she's cool.
I'm trying to be nice, but I thought that was a man. I thought she was a man. She looks like a man.
She's a stunt actor. She's a
Yeah.
stunt woman. Yeah.
She's a stunt man. And she was like, "Oh man, look at that fucking skeleton. I can't believe it."
I love how she knew that she was gonna die. She's like,
Yeah,
Dad,
yeah.
don't bury me here. And he's like, what? What?
She made a good point.
did have a good
She
point.
did have a good point there.
He promised to bury her, and then he didn't even bury the doll.
The doll was like,
know,
He's a
yeah.
dick.
lied.
I
want that doll.
That was amazing. Like
That
that
so
part.
good.
Why?
I was like, this is the movie's getting real good here because like this little girl's popped out and they just like they
So this whole
chucked the
scene-
one
Little
guy
girl's
like,
popping out was
across
wonderful.
across the field. Yeah, so good.
And everyone's like, "Hey, Paul Walker, are you okay?" That guy's instant. It's like they had so many characters, you could only take one. Like you couldn't have layers to a person, so they just all had one personality trait. And like Paul Walker was instantly, "I'm gonna punch it," like punch whatever. He walks up to a little girl like, "Hey, little darling, what's your problem?" And he gets punched, and then he's all pissed. I'm surprised he didn't go back and punch.
Yeah,
the
Yeah, they
little
should
girl.
have shown
just,
him
like
fight the
drop
little
kick her
girl.
or something. Just pick her up. And just
That
But
would've
he
made
punches
this
the magician.
perfect
he actually did have
That's what the
he did have
movie
a
missed was child
catchphrase.
abuse.
He did have his catchphrase though. It's like, that's why I keep her around, or like whatever he kept saying. Like
Oh, but also he's apparently a pathetic loser because like the magician he's dating the
Apparently.
magician's ex-girlfriend. And the ex-girlfriend's like, "You don't need me, magician ninja. Paul Walker needs me. He needs me around. I need to help him." Like, help him with what? Like, what the fuck do you do for this dude? Like, how pathetic is he? I don't. Yeah, because he's 40 and he keeps on calling himself a teenager in
that's what I
movies.
do. Yeah,
Yeah, but Mark, you're a
I'm
weird
a teenager
pedophile.
though. That's a teenage
also
pedophile
groped-
to you.
You also groped.
What? No, it's the same thing.
You also groped Drew
Redundant.
Barrymore in The Wedding Singer.
I got that going.
Yes, when he was young, he groped Drew Barrymore and became this.
I don't
This is
think
what he
was
became.
the camera recording when you guys were talking about that?
No, it
No.
wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And now
This is just for us.
You know what's awesome?
That's a picture of the kid.
You're the same weight
Yeah,
now.
that's a
You just
picture of the
stretched
kid.
out.
Like, that's me.
Can we take Mark out of this episode and just put a still of that kid?
That
in?
kid like this.
Mark, that's what your background should be.
Just that kid.
Just put
You
it
should
right
get
there.
that cardboard cutout of him right behind
Yeah.
you.
Kid hanging out with Jason.
So in movies, you have an ambient soundtrack, and it kind of fills in when characters aren't talking. So when you're outside, you have a light soundtrack of just kind of white noise and maybe a few birds chirping. There are so many times, like when Bonnie falls over and she like the ambient soundtrack just cuts out. It's so weird. There's like no sound. It instantly is like deafeningly quiet. And then when the skeleton falls, when they drop the plastic skeleton, nobody put in fucking sound effects. It just falls and it makes no noise.
Well, did anyone else notice?
It stayed up. It stayed up through windstorms in the wherever the fuck they are for 70 years or
Bounces.
50 years. This is 1990, so 60 years. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
like 1930.
It was 1929 or something like that, I think, when it begins.
Yeah, and because that's right, because Corey was like, that's the year I was born, because I'm fucking old. I'm 18. Look at me. I've been in the acting game.
The opening song. Did anyone notice how
Did you
weird?
say opening song?
Yeah, the woman singing during the opening credits. Because he's talking about the soundtrack.
Oh God, yeah. Okay.
It sounds like the sister in Dirty Dancing when she's rehearsing for the talent show. I've
never seen Dirty Dancing.
Oh my! Really?
It's weird that I haven't. It seems
Because
up
you
my
were
alley.
like 80s, yeah.
It does.
With movies, huh? I'm surprised.
Yes.
Have you guys seen Dirty Dancing?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember Dirty Dancing.
I'm not
Mark
like
saw
ultra
Mark saw it
brilliant about it. It's just
on his first wedding anniversary in the theater. So he's very old, that Mark.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? You said.
I know that's not true. But
Are
I
you
still
57?
Mark
of
taught
those
Patrick
moves.
Swayze how to dance when Patrick Swayze was 11.
Yes.
He perfected the lift.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark did that first. To Patrick Swayze.
When he was 11, because Mark's a pedophile.
Nobody puts Swayze in the corner.